Okay folks, well this should be a fun one. I'm leaning out backwards over the first story balcony rail, trying to get a look at the second story balcony rail. And you can see some expanding foam there, and some honeybees flying in and out, so not surprised by the expanding foam, but we'll see what we can do. I'm hoping that I can just take down this piece of ceiling here on this lower porch. We've got a seam right here, so maybe I can get super lucky and just take down this portion right here. And they'll be in the joists between the two porches. But this is the first I've ever done a job like this, so I don't really know what to expect. My fear is that the floor joists could be run in this direction. I think they are. And my fear is that the bees could be drawn deeper into the structure and not just be out here. But maybe we'll get lucky and there's a cross brace. That's what we gotta hope for anyway. Inside, behind this brick wall here, there's a staircase, so that would not be good to work over top of. I don't know what's up above it if we had to go inside. But this is a relatively new townhome, so I'm guessing probably solid floors. But anyway, take a look down here. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to actually set my ladder up. I just got a new 24-foot extension there. Try to set my extension ladder up here and haul all my tools up right over this railing and get everything set up here on the balcony so I'm not running in and out of these folks' house. That would be ideal, at least for their sake. So that's what I'm going to try to do, but without further ado, I'm going to take care of some paperwork and get her started. So I'll just get you all another little look here. There's the first story. There's the second story. So they are every bit of 20 foot up there, I reckon. Like I said, I think I can set my ladder up, my shorter ladder, my step ladder, I think I can set it up on the balcony to be able to work overhead, so that's what I'm going to try to get done here. One other thing I just happened to notice, it's kind of interesting, is this is on the unit behind. So here's the unit I'm going to be working on, but I'm seeing bees fly around this corner up here too. Not a lot. I see 3 or 4 up there right now. I don't see them for sure going in and out. But what I also saw was, the first thing I saw was down here on this corner. I saw bees flying around, so I might actually take a little cruise around the development here and see how many more colonies there might be. Not that I'm trying to solicit or anything like that, but you know, if I'm here in the area and I'm already working, it might be worth it to talk to a few other folks and see if they want me to address their situation too, or if they're concerned. Like I said, I don't see any heavy traffic going in and out up there, but I did see the bees flying around. There's one flying. And it's almost like they're scouts, like they're just checking it out. So I'm not 100% sure, but I see them land and I see them go in, but I don't see real consistent activity like pollen coming in. But we'll, now here they are, see? Here's 2 flying right here. And crawl up there on that ledge and stop and come back. So maybe they're just scouts checking things out. But we'll just see. It's kind of cloudy and overcast this morning. We had some rain roll through. And maybe if the sun comes out and the bees really start foraging, I'll get a better indication of whether or not there's anything living in these poor ceilings as well. Well, here's our little colony, or the beginnings of it. The combs, I can't see yet if there's a board across the end here that terminates the hive. God, I hope there is. But it looks like they go more. I can pull down this next little piece here. I just was hoping I didn't have to. I'll have to take down this piece of trim, take down that piece of board. And you know, with the size of the hive, I'm going to try to avoid taking down this whole next sheet if I can. But we'll just have to see. Right now, I've just got my vacuum up and running, vacuuming bees. They're being pretty docile, all things considered. This is a big colony. I took a sting on the nose and one on the hand, but that's really not bad. But they're flying around my face, and I just try to prevent that. So I'm going to put my veil on here, and I'm going to see if I can keep working better-handed. But anyway, we're going to be vacuuming bees and getting after it. Okay folks, you can see we made a little bit of progress. I got my buddy Greg here helping out again. Come along for the ride. And when I first opened it up, I saw this 2x4 right here. And I could see combs going over it, and I thought they had built over into the next section. So I went in and cut down this next section and then realized there is a full 2x12, which is what I expected there should be. I was surprised when I thought it was only a 2x4. So they're not over in the next section. And they're not, the combs extend. You can see up here, you can see that 2x12 there. There's another one right here. So the combs don't extend in over the wall, so that's good. I think we've got them just right here. We've already cut out some honeycomb that was back here in this corner. And we're going to start cutting a few brood combs to move into the box. And then we're actually going to set our box up on the balcony above. This is going to be right by their entrance. and then we'll start working them back towards the middle. We'll start cutting out the combs that are above the brick and bringing them back onto these main brood combs right in the middle to try to find their queen. So we'll keep going. Well, I just thought I'd take a quick opportunity to give y'all an update. My helper had to leave, but I can't thank him enough for being here, because this was a big colony, and sometimes that moral support really helps. So what we did, if you recall, this whole cavity was full. Let me get down here so you can see the whole thing. Smoke a little bit so that bee gets out of my face. Come on, come on. Okay. So this whole cavity was full. We started back here in the corner and we started ripping out. This is all honey, mostly all honey, but it had a little bit of brood mixed in it, almost like I think the hive was honey bound. Because I never did find a good solid brood nest anywhere, but I found bigger and smaller chunks of brood. Anyway, ripped out this honey to open it up, smoked the bees out of that corner so we could see, got it cleaned up enough that we could get up there and have actually some working room. And then we jumped over here above the column and did the same thing. Ripped out some honey, just kind of make a hole, make some space. It's hard to get in there because of the column, so we just kind of took some chunks out through the smoke up in there. And then we worked a little bit in this way, and then we started over here on the corner, and what I was doing was I was trying to concentrate the nest down just like I've done. And it actually worked really well. So you can see now what we've got left. A couple little chunks of comb, a pretty steady chunk of bees right there that I was just working through trying to find a queen, because they're being extremely just stable, like even smoking them didn't make them move. And then a pretty solid chunk over here, obviously, that's been here as well. So good chance of queens probably in there, but you know, it's odd that this one littler chunk is so steady. So anyway, working on the littler chunk, get all that comb cleaned up, and then start working on this bigger chunk and just taking a handful of bees, looking at them, and then vacuuming them off my hand. So I haven't seen her yet, but hopefully we do here in a minute. All right, another one knocked down and done. I did not find the queen. I could have swore I saw her at one point when I was cleaning up those last two balls of bees. Maybe I vacuumed her, but I thought I saw her. I tried to get a handful of bees that she was in, and then never saw her again. But anyway, there's you know, maybe 1,000 bees left clumped up there. Not enough that they can do anything. They won't be able to rebuild, but you can see in the cavity, that whole cavity was full. Got all the comb out. Sprayed it with the Kills primer to cover up the bee smell. And I've been vacuuming bees now for well over an hour since I finished cutting comb. So these are all just foragers that are coming back that are lost. There's a lot of drones up there. This hive was loaded with drones for some reason, but a lot of drones up there in that mix. You know, I could maybe rig up the vacuum one more time and try to suck them up, but in 10 minutes, probably the same size cluster. As soon as I start vacuuming, they start running around. So anyway, we are done with this one. I've got probably 6 to 7 pounds of bees in my vac boxes. I've got them in the truck with the air conditioner blasting to keep them cool. And I've got everything strapped on here, so I'm headed home.